All right, it's joke day. I always get, hey, Chrome, good to see you. Wow, that is, oh, you guys are way too in tune with me, Chrome. I was just thinking to myself, I've got to contact Chrome. Well, maybe she'll be in the stream today, and well, I was gonna say I'll touch on um, what I was going to discuss with you. But then you're not the type. If I touch on you're not the type to call the cops, are you? You can't be a tattletale. And Fluffy, no stop. That's a good screen name. Pyromaniac, Krusty, Tyler, Andrew, Licks, Bradley, Blaine, Empire, Jeff, Felipe, and Cordeco. Yeah, this is gonna. Again, I've gotten to where we couldn't do these streams, these joke streams for so long. But then I got thinking, I'm not monetizing any of these streams anyway. What the hell is she going to do to me? Kill me? Hi, Morgan. Sphere says, don't remember all women are offended by perverts, according to Emily. We have to be careful. I do remember that, Spheres. It was good of her to bring that to our attention. Isn't the arrogance of some people stunning? Feeling like you should be able to come right in and speak for all women because your feelings get hurt very, very easily. Hey, Darius. Chrome, you have pizza? Oh, I'm having pizza for dinner, though. And in less than 2 weeks, we go to Disney. And you guys know what that means. I get boner pizza. That pizza at that place in Italy, in Epcot. Oh, my. Yeah, no offended by underwear. I'm honestly surprised by that, Chrome. As uptight as these streaming platforms are, I can't understand how is digitally created underwear in any way offensive. I don't get it. Nah. First joke of the day, Jonah Blob. How do you make a baby stop crying? Drop it again. They need to learn that life's going to be difficult right from the get go. I agree. Oh, Ben, pizza's my vibe. Yes, I do. At my age, am I allowed to have a vibe? Oh, fuck it, it's my vibe. Yeah. Alex says I'm very offended by pussy fabric. I feel we should do away with it. Social mute. This mute. Yeah, okay. Social mute. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's a boner. Uh, Oh, cool. Oh, you're. Oh, I've been meaning to ask you about that again, Chrome. You guys are back open again. Oh, good. I don't know, man. I don't know how you guys got through that. That was brutal. For those who don't know, Chrome's from Scotland, and the lockdowns they had there were extensive. And to me, and Chrome agrees, outlandish in the respect that, like, wasn't it back in January, Chrome, they shut you guys down through April or something? When we didn't know how the virus was going to change from day to day, and they were going 3 and 4 months ahead on them. We can finally hug in the UK. Social mute says. Oh, Chrome is 6 volumes into Comey Can't Communicate. I've got so many manga volumes I bought over the last 2 weeks. Well, that's all. I got to talk to you later, Chrome. That's what I was bringing up. Today, I don't have a ton of time to stream because I'm really trying to get a lot of work done on my new t-shirt shop. And again, this one is separate from, I mean, obviously, you guys are involved with me and everything, but the t-shirts are not for specifically the Goosh and the YouTube channel. It's a line of t-shirts I've been wanting to do forever. It's all a hardcore wear line, where just you take the hardcore lifestyle into everyday activities. And I'm going to be posting the first couple of shirts, and Chrome has done tons of artwork for me. And that's all I was going to talk to you about. Is I don't want you to feel like I left you out. I'll get with you if you're interested in doing any of them, because I've got tons of shirts coming. But I didn't know what your schedule is like. If you're busy, that's fine. I've got people to do it. Well, as you'll see, I got a couple of them done already. But I just didn't want you to think that I was leaving you out, because I know you've done all my artwork for me in the past. But I can contact you. If you got time, I'll tell you what they're paying and everything, and we can go over that together. Blue Morpho says, what do you call a lesbian dinosaur? Look, a lot of puss. Susan is censoring again. Oh, everything. Why would lesbian be censored? You know what I'm saying, guys? Why? So if and I'm sure we probably have some in here. If not at the moment, I know we have lesbians in our audience. So in a post, they can't even identify themselves or refer to themselves. Like, say we're talking about a specific topic. So if we have a lesbian in here, she can't say, "Well, I'm a lesbian, and here's why I think this, that, and the other," because Susan's offended by it. Jesus Christ. Chrome says, "Oh no, I don't feel left out. I get you got some other artists. Well, no offense. Well, I just like to make sure because I appreciate all you've done for me over these years, and I love your artwork, and I don't ever want you to think that." Chrome says, "No, it was Boxing Day, December 26th, till about 2 weeks ago. That's fucked up. It was the longest one yet, and the virus seems endemic now, so it's probably seasonal. Who knows what they'll do now?" I don't know though, Chrome. The thing we have going as a potential in our favor is because it's a coronavirus, there is the possibility that if we get to zero transmission, it dies. Because the only reason I say that is I just from my reading, other coronaviruses have done that. That's what we've got to keep the fingers crossed for, is it will actually be gone. Sirius says, "Didn't they shut down New York City and it stayed the same or got worse in terms of cases?" Yeah. Well, the one thing and being a geek for numbers spheres, and also being following this whole pandemic as closely as I have, I've said before, the one thing I can see in the numbers is plainly evident that social distancing and masking certainly seem to help. Going from just social distancing and masking to hardcore shutdowns didn't seem to make any difference at all. So a lot of businesses were lost. A lot of people were put in very stressful situations for nothing. But it's because, like everything else, it became politicized. That's this whole, in the States, the whole virus was a political tug of war, with the left saying we're going to go over the top to prove that we're keeping everybody safe, and the right, well, I should say some on the left saying that, and some on the right saying, well, it's just a hoax, it's not a real thing anyway. And so that just gets both sides pulling at one another again. Chrome says, "Potentially, but it's variants that are the issue." They are. They're getting better at fighting the vaccine. India and other places will make it hard to eliminate. India is going to make it really tough. Yeah, but so far, Chrome, none of the variants have shown any indication that they would be unaffected by the mRNA vaccinations, because it's still giving, that mRNA still delivers the proper, and the conversation goes above my head, but basically it's still giving the proper instructions to prevent any of the variants from grabbing that hook. That's what they do. They block the first hook. That's what they call them. So far we're okay, but you're right. India is going to make it very difficult, because you got pretty much the rest of the world on a significant downturn, and India is exploding. The Naked Gun movies, Pyromaniac, they're okay. I like the first one the best. Leslie Nielsen was hilarious. But they, like a lot of those series, they got pretty weak after a while. The first one was really good. Let's see. Sticky Sauce says, "Hardcore lockdowns cause anarchy in the long run, which means more get infected. Can't really stop them getting disease when we're all living like Mad Max or cavemen." Yeah, and the thing of it too is, Sticky Sauce, if it hadn't become politicized, there were plenty of epidemiologists, the ones who weren't taking a political side, telling us from the get-go, because they know a lot about coronaviruses, that there's only so much you can do against them, and this is how you should go about approaching them, and nobody listened to them because, again, politics. Andrew says, "What do you call 500 politicians and 50 lesbians in a room together? 100 people that don't do dick." Okay, that's pretty good. I like that one. I do like that one. You got to go, Krusty Bum? Okay, thanks for hanging in while you could, pal. That's pretty good. Cordeko says, "They say there's a person capable of murder in every friendship group. I suspected it was Dave, so I killed him before he could cause any harm. I think he did the right thing. I applaud you for being proactive. Let's see. Blue says, as of now, the only countries that have over 10 million cases are the United States, India, and Brazil. All big population, obviously, nations. But the big thing there is that the numbers are on the downturn, except for India. Chrome says, hardcore lockdowns helped the virus adapt, honestly. A 2 weeks lockdown at the start to prep made sense. After that, should have been advisory for risk groups, elderly, disabled, and health issues. That's what I've been saying too, Chrome. Same. As soon as we learned how the virus was working, they should have gone to, like you say, elderly, anybody with compromised immune systems, anybody who is at risk, got to do whatever we can to keep them away until we can get it under control. Everybody else, masks and social distancing, and we'll deal with it from there. Because taking any more harsh acts did not prove to be beneficial at any level. And even if you compare states, what the four most populous states we have: California, New York, Texas, Florida. Texas and Florida did not really take any hardcore actions. California and New York did. There's virtually no difference in the outcome. And honestly, Florida did the best. So that's just showing that step from good practices, washing hands, mass social distancing, going to hardcore lockdowns didn't help. Let's see. Gangster Dial says, I arrive at an airport, and when I finally get out, a stranger asks me, are you from China? And I say, no, but I came from a vagina. Oh, I like painful puns. Oh, and that was painful. Social Mute says, I agree with you, Chrome. I've been stuck indoors for 15 months. And yesterday was the first time I got to venture outdoors after I had my second dose. That's frightening. And the thing of it is, we understood early on with the virus how it was being transmitted. Granted, that knowledge became refined as we went along. It gets me too. You still have some places that are, like, you'll go to some stores and stuff, and they still, like, you put your groceries up, they run them through, and then, don't put anything down until they scour everything. We found out that the virus doesn't transfer from object to person months and months and months ago. And I agree when people say follow the science, but you got to follow the science all the way around. You don't just follow the science when it means, harsher restrictions. When you find out that some restrictions were put in place that don't make sense, you acquiesce to that as well. Oh, I agree, Lex. I feel like the lockdowns were eventually just used as political weapons as opposed to actually helping people. Yes. Yeah, all of it became political. And it was like, and it was, Newsom's a perfect example. So is Cuomo in New York. If I lock down hard, I'm showing the world that I'm taking the virus seriously. And then if you say, well, no, not really, because lockdowns aren't that effective. You're trying to kill my grandma. That was the whole conversation. It's like everything else. It just got moronic. Ben Davis says, I think Anthony Fauci is secretly Bernie Sanders. Oh, pyromaniac. This is a quote. Sometimes you just need to take a drive through the city to clear your head. John F. Kennedy, 1963. Come on. Jonah says, here's where the Catholic Church messed up. They misinterpreted the verse in the Bible where Jesus said, suffer not the little children, come unto me. Oh, yikes. Exactly, Juan. You're 100% right. It shouldn't be politicized, though. A pandemic should be controlled properly by the government. And the frightening thing, at least here in the States, I can only speak for us here, it's terrifying how much of our government officials at the highest levels Allow their decisions to be made by mobs on social media. It doesn't matter if the mobs are completely wrong in what they're saying or what they're pining for or what they're demanding. They're just scared of them. It's fucking it gets me worked up. Yeah, Chrome says, "Nah, John Kennedy preferred lakeside rides." Well, that was his brother Eddie. I think Edward Kennedy preferred the lakeside rides even more. Chrome. Everyday Toker says, "Can I just say your goatee is looking great? No homo." Well, I wouldn't even mind a little bit of homo, but it's I just had a picture. Where'd it come up? Oh, I was looking for something to show a friend of ours of an old wrestling match. So I had out some old wrestling pictures, and the one of them was from probably maybe 99 or so, 2000 maybe. And the facial hair was all still that dark red. And it my wife was cracking up. It's amazing how it's, and for the longest time I kept little spots of red in it, but it's all gray now. But now I've noticed it's rare that I do it because it bugs me, but if I let my head go several days without shaving, if I get into like a fourth day and you can start to see the hair, it looks like that is predominantly still that dark red. It looks like, anyway. Juan says, lockdowns here in India have been very ineffective. Precautions are more important. Oh, absolutely, Juan. Right, that's what we learned. It's, the social distancing and masks is the best bet. And washing the hands and just respecting one another's distance. That's all. Yep, the lockdowns just take it to another step that's not really necessary. Oink says, what would you think about politicians being elected by lottery? Just curious. Not a fan of that either, Oink. It's a vicious circle. People wouldn't like this. I'd be more a fan of, before you get to cast your vote, you have to pass just a very basic competency test regarding the candidates. If we eliminated the people who vote for somebody based on what they look like, or that they saw more of their signs than they saw the other person's sign, or just because it's the name they know or they like the name, you'd have much more effective elections. If it was only people that, and I'm not disparaging anyone, not everybody is into politics, and that's perfectly understandable. But that's why I don't like the whole just get out and vote, it's your duty. No, it isn't. Why would you be encouraging people who are not interested to go out and vote? Because, well, we see it all the time from both sides, whether it's left or right. You'll see whether it's on YouTube or a news crew or something goes out into the field and asks people at their own rallies for whatever cause it may be. And 9 times out of 10, they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about or why they're there. They don't know any of the specifics of a situation. Gimster says, just as I got to work, the safety meeting, and my coworker looked at his watch to tease me for being late. I asked why he looked at his watch. What? Time to go F yourself? Oh, nice, Gimster. I like that. Are you past due for a fucking... So the Manhattan Island immigration test where they test if you got common sense by how you clean the stairs. Juan says Justin Trudeau was elected partially for how he looked. I believe that, Juan, with his pretty boy looks, and that in his last name. I believe that. Protest for me, not for these, Fear says. Chrome says, also lockdowns killed a number of businesses in Glasgow. Edinburgh seemed worse. Nothing I cared about, thankfully still sad. Sure. You're not allowed to drink inside. Restaurants and bars only outside. Yeah, here in the States too, a lot of businesses died. Unnecessarily too. Completely unnecessarily. J-Man says, Arizona went blue this election because weed was on the ballot for legalization. Well, you know what it is, too, and as somebody who leans right, the right shoots themselves in the foot a lot. Why? I don't even know. And I'm not a pot smoker at all, never have been. But as long as there are the same laws regarding the responsible use of it, why fight it? Who cares? I don't know. Both sides are not good at picking their battles. They fight over idiotic things. I heard about that one, that there's a giant oxygen shortage in India. Yeah, I did hear about that. Many people aren't even getting beds. Three of my relatives passed away. That's terrible. I did hear about that they're really, really hurting for ventilators and everything. Yes, Visionary. Yu-Gi-Oh! Ego Test episode 83 has been out for a very long time. Jack Queen says lockdown killed many mates' businesses here too in England. I'm just not sure what the alternative was for here in England, considering the hospitals were crashing under the pressure. Right. My only point there, Jack, is I don't think going from taking proper precautions, which is hand washing, as we said, mask, social distancing, and respecting one another's distance, going into full lockdown, the numbers don't bear out that it helped any. Yeah, and here in New York, of course, they got overwhelmed too. In several parts of the country, they got overwhelmed. I don't think we could have done anything to stop that, and I'm just basing that on what epidemiologists had said about these coronaviruses and how they're pretty much going to do their own thing. They said, given the fact that it's impossible for everybody to stay inside, obviously you need emergency services, doctors, nurses, you got to have stores open. People have to still be able to survive. As long as people are out and about with these coronaviruses, you're going to have a significant amount of spread. And as they said, you will have peaks and valleys. And they were dead on. And they said it really doesn't matter what you do. You can lessen the infection somewhat, but you're still going to have the waves. And they were 100% right. Let's see. Shoop the Hoop says, kind of weird how 2020 felt like an entire decade while 2021... Oop, I lost it. I didn't get to see the rest of that. Chrome says the only reason to be against weed is that when it's legalized, Californians apparently will flood your state. Damn, now I get it. Oh yeah, yeah, that's not good. Sears said I would go outside even if they mandated to stay inside here. Nobody tells me where to walk. Yeah, see, I was one of those people that I did the things that would keep myself, my family, and others around me safe. The government as soon as they started making this a political issue, I stopped paying fucking attention to them. I would rather read the scientists and, again, the epidemiologists, the researchers, see what they're saying. And I was like, okay, this is why masks work. I get that. I'll wear a mask. Okay, I understand the social distancing. Don't get in the way of anybody else's droplets. I'll stay away from people. But other than that, I'm not paying attention to them. Fuck them. As far as I'm concerned, politicians throughout this whole thing have just vilified themselves. They made themselves unreliable because neither side stayed hardcore to the facts. It was all about trying to make the other side look bad. Gangster Dial says, honestly, I think the virus is a hoax because I've been around people and working since the pandemic started and I haven't felt sick at all. Ooh, I hope you're just joking around with that. The virus is definitely not a hoax. And you could have even had it. A vast majority of people are asymptomatic, but whether you got it or not, it's clearly not a hoax. It's significant and it's a killer. Do I think all the numbers are accurate on how many people it killed? No, because they were attributing everything to coronavirus. So if you died of something else and had coronavirus in your system, many places were calling it a coronavirus death, but it did kill, and it's still killing scores of people. Poet says coronavirus shouldn't be political. The government should try to keep as many people safe as physically possible. Yeah, that's how it should work, Poet. And I've been into politics my whole adult life, and I've told you guys, there has never been a time in my life whereas I am as disgusted, both sides of the aisle, with our elected officials as I am right now. And anybody that says one side is worse than the other is blind too. It's terrible on both sides. It's all push and pull. That's all it is. There's very little respect given to facts, to reality. It's all about political perceptions. Gimster says, I bugged the same coworker while he was on the phone. What the hell, man? 3 hours on the phone, 5 hours of napping, 1 hour of work, and 1 hour in the bathroom. Why are you here? Let him have it, Gimster. Chrome says it looks like the Scottish government basically looked at England's lockdowns and adds like 2 to 3 weeks just to spite Boris Johnson. Well, it's similar stuff over here, Chrome. That's what it seemed to be like. It was no longer based in science. It was like, excuse me. Well, you have opened this, that, and the other up, and I'm going to show everybody that I'm the antithesis of you. Okay, you're locked down for 3 more weeks because I'm safe. I agree, Sticky Sauce. I still find it horrible that they disallow people who are grieving dead loved ones from even hugging. It's inhuman. Yes, science is there, but basic humanity. No, I completely agree. We went far too far. I couldn't agree more. Jonah Bob says, did you know about the good Alabama brother? Basically, it's a code in the South where if an older brother sees another man fit to be his sister husband, he stops dating her. That's honorable, Jonah. I did not know that, but I'm glad. I'm glad to know that that's in place because that's the right thing to do. Air Day Toker says, I've been on unemployment for like 8 months. As a man of large stature, I cannot perform manual labor with a mask without my asthma killing me. Pennsylvania should be done with a mask around Memorial Day. Tom Wolf sucks. Oh, yeah, that's true for a lot of people. My wife, and she wears her mask like she's supposed to, but she struggles here and there because of her asthma. Yeah, I understand the sometimes necessity of it, but again, it still comes back to the same thing. If you're going to say follow the science, you follow it when you're locking down, and you also got to follow it when you can start to release things. I sympathize, Toker. I know I can understand. I don't know that, before I retired and I was working on a garbage truck, excuse me, obviously I could have driven, but even when I was a driver, I get bored driving, so I'd let my pickers get in and take turns driving. I'd get out and take a turn picking. I don't know if I could have done it with that mask on. Just because I can't breathe for shit. Normal walking around, fine. But something like working on the back of a garbage truck where, that's balls out work, where you're trying to suck as much oxygen in to keep this big fat ass body running. I don't know that I could have done it. Multigamer says, just imagine if Meat Canyon chooses your fate after death. I'd kind of be a fan, Multigamer. I want to listen. If Meat Canyon ever decides he wants to do a video based around our channel, me, Golden, anything, I'm all for it. The creepier, the better. Oh gosh, Pyromaniac. Just curious, who are the presidential candidates you voted for throughout your entire life? Yikes. Can I remember every election? Nixon was before I could vote, but that's when we first started getting politically active in school. They would ask you, Nixon McGovern, I mean. And I backed Nixon. I couldn't stand Jimmy Carter, so I wouldn't vote for him. I voted for Bill Clinton. Obama, I was 1-1 on. Bush. I'd have to remember the opponents to remember exactly what I did with Bush Senior and Junior. What I did with Bush, and I did vote for Trump both times he ran. So back and forth a little bit here and there. It all depends on, I vote based on the individual and how I think he's going to, or he or she is going to service the needs of the country. I don't care about party when it comes to that. I see we're bringing out the big joke, politics. Indeed, Big Green. Indeed, unfortunately. Right now, Spheres, no, we don't have any great options. And there are some decent people out there, and they seem to be the ones who can't get much traction. If things continue like they are, though, I'll tell you, DeSantis, the governor of Florida, I think he's going to be forced to be reckoned with in 2024. Again, got a long way to go. He could completely fuck up between now and then. But as it stands right now, Wolverine says, I have a joke, politics. Yes. Kyle says, what do you think about Cuomo making college students get the vaccine before returning to school? I don't, in the current state, Kyle, I don't have a problem with them doing it as long as they're willing to offer, which I believe they all are, correct? Remote learning for those that don't want to get the vaccine. I think there should be another option. But I do understand, at least for now, I'm not saying as a permanent solution, with what we know about the vaccine, how well it's worked, and how many people have yet to be vaccinated. I don't have a problem with that. Again, as long as they're making, which they are, the remote classes available. Everyday Toker says, I want to see some trees in the chat. I still love that screen name, Everyday Toker. Everyday. Oh, and Susan flipped you to top chat, Chrome? There's just so much fuckery. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys the latest fuckery. I had, let me remember which video it was. I don't need to show you. I'm sure you guys would believe me. I posted, what video was it? God damn it. Now I'm all right, hold on. I'm going to have to look up my email and remember which one they sent me the email on. Let's see, where was that? Okay. I posted the other day the One Piece number 6, the clips of my reaction to it. Fucking YouTube removed it from their platform because it violated their sex and nudity policy. Now, I can say this, before I could file the counterclaim, somebody came to their senses and it was reinstated. It was One Piece clips, but I got looking at it, and the title was Anime Reaction Video Clips, One Piece number 6, The Feels Getting Pounded. They took the word pounded as sexual now. It violated a sex and nudity policy because the word pounded was in the description. It's gotten fucking insane. That's crazy. Nothing was in the clip, Chrome. Well, it's up there. You guys can see it. It was just a typical One Piece clip. Nothing at all. Yes, the word pounded. And now, guys, they're taking our videos down over it, too. They didn't send you a warning. They didn't say you were being investigated. They didn't temporarily disable monetization. They took the fucking video down because of a single word in the title. Wolverine says another joke. The number of filler arcs in Naruto. Wow, that's true. Check Queen says pounded is super sexual. Yeah, Luke says, what were you thinking, Curtis? Everyone knows that all anime is porn. They're completely bugging out, Candice. It's gotten insane. That is fucking ridiculous. And I don't care how brief the video was removed. That it was removed at all is absolutely asinine. Good point, Kyle. He says, so the Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather fight will get taken down for Logan getting pounded? Yes, it should. Because you are right. That's what's going to happen. Oh, he's going to take a real pounding. Good point. Oink says, I'm going to violate YouTube's nudity policy. Yeah, I was stunned when I saw that, when I got that email. I mean, even by YouTube standards, that was pretty fucking stupid right there. They're blocking English currency, Ben says. Sticky sauce. YouTube. Pounding is obscene. Also YouTube recommends vids of men making puke pies. Yeah. Oh, there's no consistency whatsoever. But that's what really gets me. Again, it would be stupid based on that word even to demonetize. But to remove it? I mean, Gimster says, speaking of college kids, reminds me of when you can beat Spaz Kid with little to no resistance. Sad to get nostalgic at times. I'll be so happy to have him back. I go, he's got two friends in school that are both from New York City. And it's a pain in the ass for them, moving all their stuff, because they ride with friends, or they've taken trains up. Well, you can't take a train if you got a lot of stuff to pack. So anyway, long story short, we had told them we'll help them any way we could because we live up near the college. And so his two friends asked if we could possibly take each of their fridges and microwaves. So on Friday, when I go to pack Spaz Kid up, instead of taking my van, I just rented a U-Haul. I don't know how they are nationwide, but around here, they're still cheap, fortunately. I'm going to rent a U-Haul and just throw everybody's stuff in the U-Haul and bring it back to my house so I can do it all in one trip. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, sticky sauce. YouTube outlawed the Brits currency. Exactly, Chrome. YouTube let Logan Paul monetize the Forest vid, and then there's all the clickbait e-thoughts. Why do they care? Fuck off, Train. It's similar to, well, same as Twitch. All depends on who you are. You know, what you can get away with. We saw that over there. They're even worse, I think, about that. Certain people can do pretty much whatever they want, and others get pounded for anything. Rick says, I also pack Spaz Kid up. And then you'll take the U-Haul to YouTube headquarters, right? Shh. Air Day Toker says, I'm offended that Undertaker lost his streak. P.S. I'm with you on that one. You guys know me. I'm very old school. Well, I was trained old school in wrestling. I'm very old school about it. I love the passing the torch stuff, but I would have liked to have seen Undertaker's WrestleMania streak remain unblemished. I would have thought that was cool. And he could have passed the torch at another pay-per-view. That's just my personal preference, but yeah, I agree with you. YouTube is one big dumpster fire. It's unfortunate, Diego. I mean, I've been on this platform for a long time. I really enjoy it. And it makes me sad. Hey, we might even... Are we at... Hold on a second, guys. I just thought of something. Talking about... Oh, come here. What the fuck are you doing? I want to look... Let me look something up here. Oh, no. It's like... Yeah, so we got... In about 2 weeks... We'll be in Disney, though, when it happens. We'll be celebrating 10 years for this channel. I just thought of that. God, that time went by fast. Empire Jess says, would you rather steal all of L's cake or Mello's chocolates from Death Note? Mello's chocolates. Okay, maybe I didn't. Toker says. Oh, Crystal Pepsi says, my Catholic priest gave me a pounding behind the church when I was 4, unfortunately. Jesus Christ. 10 years, yeah, guys. Now, my Curtis Candy channel is actually older, but obviously this is my main channel. And it'll have been 10 years Spaz Kid and I started it. Wow. I agree, Poet. He says Twitch is worse than YouTube, in my honest opinion. That's why I don't stream on Twitch. We have a Twitch account, and I've dabbled with it here or there, but when I see the way they conduct themselves, I'd get thrown off because they're going to piss me off. So there's no sense in even in getting involved in it because they would definitely throw me off. Let it be known that when YouTube bans the room or Pink Guy We Rebel, Sticky Sauce says, I'm surprised Pink Guy survived on there, and I would have been pissed. Lick says, fuck off, I'm not an adult. I won't be here, Poet, for the 10-year anniversary. I'll be in Disney. I'll be down in Florida for it. Oh, yeah. Chrome says you can see it in Spaz Kid. Just look how much he's changed from early videos. Yeah. Yeah, his little squeaker voice. Oh, hold on. I can give you, let me see something here. Maybe I can give you guys a little treat of it. Because I know right where I want to look here. Let me search this. I'm away from the chat just for the moment, guys. Let me see if I can find something. I'll show you. Okay. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me. Gimster says Twitch lets chicks run around with little to no clothing. And this one chick fed her cat vodka throwing it across the room. I remember that. One guy's hamster jumped out his hands and he was banned. That's what I mean. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Gimster. That's one of the many reasons I won't have anything to do with them. That was absolute bullshit. I remember that distinctly. I absolutely remember that. Here, I'm going to show you guys something. This will give you an idea of how long we've been on. Hold on, let me find that. All right, I'm going to show you guys something right here.
Hey guys, today we're going to play some Quap. I heard about this game from some people,
This is from
and they were saying
early
how it's
June
like
2011.
the hardest game ever. It's called Quap because apparently you use the Q, W, and OP buttons on your keyboard, and that spells Quap. So they named it appropriately. I caught that right on right away why they call it Quap.
He was nervous. This is Basket's
the
first
Q and
time
W
on
operate
camera.
the thighs, the O and P the calves, and I guess you got to try and run like 100 meters. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard. Oh well, okay. There's a minor concussion. That's what the hell was that?
Listen to that squeaker voice, you guys.
To get extra points, I can't move.
He was nervous. He won't talk.
Come on. Ooh, look at that leg kick. I'm gonna hold it up there. And stretch 2, 3. And stretch 2, 3. This is like a Richard Simmons game or something. Come on, ladies. Let's stretch those sides. Ooh, look at me go.
I don't know him.
Whoa,
I don't know him. First word Spazkid says in a Spazkid comedy video. I don't know him. Good call, Spazkid.
God. There goes any memories he had of the 4th grade, just concussed him right out of his skull. You know what? This guy is really flexible. Oh my God! I not only crashed.
How cool was that, you guys?
Hard. Ooh, split.
Oh my gosh, those were the days. God damn. Who's Richard Simmons? Big Green says. Oh, he was so little back then, Lude. 11 years old. Oh man, does that make me nostalgic? Oh yeah, Kyle says the old times of the games in Little League Baseball. That was almost 10 years ago. Jeez, Kyle, the time has just flown by, hasn't it? Absolutely flown by. You guys were so much fun. Yeah, because you guys were playing Little League from, what, you guys started at 4 or 5, right? With T-ball. Yeah. It hurts me in the chest sometimes, Kyle, thinking about it. I'm just proud of how well you guys have done, though. Toker says, maybe wrong, but I feel like you're not in this for the money. Well, I've always said, Toker, and the gang that's been here a long time will back me up on it. People say things like, you know, with the live streams or something, they say, well, you only do the live streams because they make money, because people super chat, blah, blah, blah. And we appreciate super chats. It keeps the channel alive. However, we were live streaming way before super chat was a thing. Hell, when I started the channel, this channel, I didn't even know if you could monetize. I think you could monetize at the time, but I didn't realize it. I just started it to play Call of Duty because I sucked, and we thought that was funny. It was ironic to have somebody making videos of how bad they were, since everybody else was playing Call of Duty and they were great. And we had been in it for some time before. Somebody said something about, well, you know, if you join Machinima, you can make money. It's like, oh, fuck, you make money sucking at Call of Duty. And found out that you could. And we hadn't been around that long. We'd only been around a few months, and Machinima picked us up. But for the first probably 6 years of the channel, I remember think it would be cool if you made enough in a month for a tank of gas, you know, sometimes even 2 tanks of gas. It's not something that you walk into and went, boom, hey, I'm rolling in cash now. But it never felt like a grind because it was fun. It was something I would have been doing anyway. I think you're right, Chrome. She says, yeah, someone in chat brought up how to activate super chats. I think you can. So many times you guys have been more on top of the goings on of YouTube than I am. I freely admit it, because you guys have told me about tons of different things. And yeah, I believe Chrome's right. I didn't even know super chats were a thing until the gang in one of the streams actually told me. And it's just like memberships. A lot of people have asked me to start memberships. The only reason I hesitated is it just looks like a money grab to me. I'm not sure if what you guys described me, and I haven't read up on it as much as I should, as just having special icons and stuff. Well, I guess it changes. Doesn't it change your the color of your name or something too in the chat? But I don't know if that's enough to be worth memberships. I look at it this way. If someone's going to pay a few bucks for that, I think they'd be better off joining our Patreon, where at least you're getting like tons and tons of content for your money. I think that's, that's how it rationalizes to me. Okay, Gangster Dial, thanks for being in. Lude says this channel's ancient, appropriate, given Curtis still owes that Stegosaur money. Yeah. I missed super chat. Oh, thanks, Gimster. Thank you, my friend. I know I've been going back and forth. Maybe wrong, but I feel like you're not in this for the money. I saw that one. Oh, here it is. Yarbra. Hey, I didn't see you in here, Yarbra. Making lunch. Here to say, sup, bitches? Glad you got started on Sakamoto. Oh, he's such a Chad. He has to be the child of Bayonetta and Dante from DMC. Oh, man. That I'm Sakamoto, that is so fucking awesomely tongue-in-cheek. You just can't wait every episode to see what kind of exceptionalism Sakamoto will display in that time around. Lude says icons, name, color, exclusive vids and streams, early access vids, etc. There's a few features. Is there, Lude? Well, let me put it this way then, Lude. You would know, and many of you would know the difference. Then am I wrong in assuming that? Because that's what I've always looked at. Because for $5 a month over at the Patreon, you can see all that content and be part of that community. That just seems like, to me, a better option than paying whatever it is, $3, $5 a month here to get those perks. I don't know. That was just my thought on it. You guys would probably have more informed opinions than do I. Air Day Toker says, I gotta go. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Well, thanks, pal. I appreciate that's very kind of you to say. That's a great exit line. But thanks for being in with us while you could. Sticky Sauce says, so after seeing YouTube banning pounding for being offensive, I find YouTube also has a clip of Popeye punching a dude in blackface. Yeah, there's no consistency at all. None. I mean, it's gotten ridiculous. Yarborough says, when are you planning AOT? Well, AOT's next season is next. It's right after Jujutsu Kaisen. Hero Academia, again, it's just finding a spot. Though anything that we've been doing at the Goosh, if we've done prior seasons and we enjoyed it, which we've enjoyed everything, the upcoming seasons will get posted too. It's just a matter of finding a spot. But AOT already has its spot. It'll be next at the $1 level. Depends. Yeah, but that's all is the way I looked at it. I didn't really follow it because I just thought, we offer the Patreon. I just think that's a better bang for people's bucks. If they wanted to spend money, whether it's just to support the channel or whether it's, because they want more content, I just think you get a lot more out of it at the Goosh. Chrome says, oh, by the way, unless something changes in the next 3 hours, looks like slime reincarnation wins easy. I'll message you later, but letting you know now that episode 24.5 is canon. I saw that. I was looking at Chrome when I saw that it was doing so well. I was just looking at the listings, and I saw that is a canon episode. I've got a plan all made up. As a matter of fact, that's right. It's just a few hours, so shortly I'll be posting over at the Goose, and I'll let you guys know what we'll be doing with the results of the polls. MHA's new season won't be done for at least 4 months. Oh, plenty of time. And Kyle says the old videos of WWE strip fights are still up with no issues. Yeah, so I mean, Kyle, there's no consistency to any of this. That just blew my mind. As bad as they are, but to actually take a video down, their bot is completely malfunctioning. They keep adding words, terms, and phrases to it all the time. And the fact still remains they're worried about advertisers, supposedly. Well, they'll tell you the children, but they're worried about advertisers. Advertising on YouTube is the best deal you can get in these types of mediums. Because if you pay to advertise on TV, the rates are much higher. And you pay for that goddamn ad whether anybody watches it or not. The idea that on YouTube you can buy ads that you only pay for if somebody watches it, if they actually have to leave the video running, is revolutionary and the greatest advertising buy you could possibly get. That should be YouTube's leverage. When people bitch, oh, well, one of my ads played against a video that I think was objectionable. YouTube should say, well, we apologize for that. We do the best we can, but that will happen on occasion. That's the nature of the beast. But they don't. YouTube goes into full out blown hypersensitive psycho mode and starts making massive changes to the entire platform so that one ad out of every 100,000 doesn't land on a video that is objectionable. Because before the adpocalypse, YouTube had provisions in place to keep that from happening as best they could. But YouTube is such a SJW worried about their PC reputation company, Google, that they turn molehills into mountains all the time. All the time. Oh, Rowan's in here? I didn't even see Rowan come in. Wolverine. Hi, Rowan. Oink says, I think it's a bit odd that you believe that you should be allowed to offend people, but you also care about respect a lot. What is your thought process regarding that? Respect is a huge issue to me. They're entirely different things. Like, I think that if something is said that is offensive, you can just walk away from it. That's not disrespectful to you. You know, if I tell a joke and you find some of the content of the joke offensive, I don't feel like you were disrespected. You were offended. And so if you want to say, oh, if it's offensive enough that you're like, yeah, if that guy's willing to go there with a sense of humor, then I don't want to watch him anymore. That's understandable. I'm not gonna force you away, but it's like, okay, I get that, because yeah, my sense of humor is that way. So maybe it's better, you go find someplace else to get your entertainment. But that's entirely different from being disrespectful to someone. Those are entirely different things. Entirely different. Gimster says, speaking about super chats and memberships, reminds me that some of the VTubers need to set aside full streams for reading the amount of super chats they get. Hence the reasons why they only read names. Wow. The VTubers are popular. My tits are okay, but are they good enough to VTube? I can dance them. I can make my One Piece characters dance. Does that help? I don't think so. I don't think I have good enough tits. Nakomi says, I don't understand why they care about random infringements, but nude yoga is easily accessible through the platform. I saw that. As a matter of fact, once again, it was the gang here that told me about that nude yoga. I didn't even know that was a thing. So, of course, I looked it up for research purposes only. You're right. My video got removed because I said that some of the content in it pounds your feels. That got it removed, but nude yoga, that's cool. Yarborough says, sad, SJWs are worse than most transgressions made. Agreed. Kyle says, one of the biggest ads on YouTube is the Lawnmower 3.0, and all the people do is talk about your ball care. I like it. But that's what I'm saying. And when we look at it too, Kyle, when you think of how hypersensitive YouTube is, they censor things that are acceptable in network TV all the time. All the time. And if it's on network TV, nobody blinks. But if it's on YouTube, oh, my child could have stumbled across that. So, be a parent, and if your child stumbles across something that they have questions about or is objectionable, be a parent and sit down and explain it to them. What a thought. Tyler says, if you do set up channel members, you can make your own emotes for people to use in the streams. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. We could make some freaky emotes. I'll look into it, guys. I'm really working hard on setting up this t-shirt shop. When I get done with that, I'll look into that. I just, like I say, that was the only reason I didn't do it. I just thought that, if somebody wanted to pay for some of our content or memberships, I just thought you got more from the Goosh, from the Patreon. I heard, Wolverine. He says, oh, there was a new DBS movie announced. I heard about that. That's pretty cool. Chrome says there's actually a YouTuber called DSP who's awful at games worse than me. Wow. And he makes thousands a month off his streams and vids. He accidentally masturbated on Twitch once? Holy shit. You would think if it was time for that, you would make goddamn sure you were... Your connection had been broken. Yikes. Exactly, Nakomi. Stop blaming everyone else for your bad parenting. Yeah, I mean, the world is a much smaller place now. There is going to be it's much easier for children to see things no matter what we do, obviously, with the internet. See things that they won't understand and are not ready for. So as a parent, You explain it to them. That's what I did with Spaz Kid. I tried to stay ahead of it. You know that kids go to school. No matter how, even if you've got everything in your house locked down as far as digital forms of entertainment to where they can't see the things you don't want them to see, other kids at their school are seeing it, and they're going to tell your kid about it. You can't keep them away from it. So with me, it was always, I would get ahead of things and explain to Brax what this meant or why this was bad. Or if I don't want you to say this, or if I don't want you to do this, here's why. And if somebody else does it, this is why I think it's wrong. It's again, it's called parenting. Timothy says, offensive is saying a rape joke. Disrespect is knowingly saying one to victim of it. Right, exactly. Yes, it would be disrespectful to one-on-one tell a joke to someone that when you know it's going to hurt them. But even things like this stream, you'll see in the title of the stream, it tells you right up front, not for the easily offended. If certain jokes are going to offend you, this is a good one to skip. Nacho says, speaking of ads, I get a lot of hour-long ads about a doctor telling you tomatoes are evil while selling his diet pills. Oh, God. Some of the infomercial-style ads, Nacho, yeah, it's pretty terrifying. Oh, this YouTuber? Chrome says also he owns 2 houses, has a wife, and somehow was able to write off $100,000 in debt from microtransactions from WWE mobile games. He did that before starting a stream. Jesus Christ. Holy crap. Sphere says, to be fair, DSP got like a cult following. Normally nobody that born can get decent money from it. Wow. Yeah, I hadn't heard of him. Holy crap. I mean, we have a smallish community here, but community supports us very strongly between here and the Patreon. I'm very, very fortunate with that. Lick says, remember when this was going to be a joke stream? We ended up talking about politics and revenue. But to be honest with you, Lick, that's one of the things I love about our streams, because you never know for sure where they're going to go. And I really enjoy that. Kyle says, I just remember, good thing your hypnotist shows are not on YouTube. You'd get removed for having 2 kids pour water all over themselves. Yeah. Oh, Kyle. If you guys hadn't gathered as much, I know Kyle personally, and he grew up with Spaz Kid. They've been friends since they were, 3-4 years old, I think. And yeah, some of the things we did in hypnosis shows, not only at the school, but like different times, a few of the kids in Spaz Kids Circle, like their graduation parties, stuff like that, I would do hypnosis for them. When we had the house parties here, we would do hypnosis and stuff. And yeah, some of the shit we did was pretty wild. Hey, off-topic question, what do you think about Israel-Palestine, Beelzebub says? I don't comment too deeply on things that I don't feel well-versed enough to comment on, other than to say it's frightening and it's sad that anybody's dying on either side. But how many years or decades has this all been brewing? At some point, something big is going to happen. It's nothing you root for, but there's some pretty heavy exchanges of artillery right now. It always makes you just on the edge of your seat, wondering if this is going to be the time somebody gives in and does something really stupid. I like that one, Agent Pasta. Some old lady told me to check her balance in the bank, so I pushed her over. Chrome says there's awful stories about his ex-girlfriend. We're talking about this YouTuber. She wore a fake wedding ring for years because she was embarrassed to tell her colleagues she wasn't married. Also, made her cook him dinner when she was ill. Yikes. Yeah, we make jokes about it, but in all seriousness, I am big about respecting women. And yeah, that would bother me. It's just like my wife has asthma. So as soon as the pandemic hit, it's like, okay, I don't want you to go out. I mean, to me, it's not even a responsibility. It's something I want to do. I don't ever want my wife facing something that could be distasteful in any way. And I see things like that. It drives me nuts. Having your wife get up and make you something when she's not feeling well. Get your fucking lazy ass up and do it yourself. bitch. That stuff drives me nuts. Wang says, so the difference is that disrespect is essentially causing harm or being rude intentionally? Kinda. It's not even necessarily causing harm. But yes, you're right about that. If you were being intentionally rude to someone, that would be disrespectful. The example that was brought up earlier is a similar thing. Now, if I'm out doing stand-up at a show, which used to happen all the time, you go into first of all, you go into a stand-up show knowing that there's the potential for objectionable material, but especially with me, because that's the type of sense of humor I have. So if I tell a joke about whatever, like they said rape or something like that, if I tell that joke and it hits home to you, that's unfortunate and you're going to be offended, but I don't call it disrespectful because you came to the show and you have the option to walk out, or you have the option to grin and bear it and say, I'm never going to go see that asshole again. But I wasn't being disrespectful. Now, same situation, if I'm, having a conversation with a group of people or with an individual, and I know they've had a bad experience with something, the respectful thing to do is, no matter how funny I may think it is, don't tell that joke at that time. That's all. So that's the difference. Gimster says, my coworker, the only Asian with us, said to our crew who loves offensive jokes, just don't make Asian jokes. The question was asked, if I put you on the ground and spin you, will you become orientated? Oh man. See, I've never liked that, Gimster, and I don't even care if it's something that offends me. I've never liked that whole, and I'm sure you guys agree. Hey, I don't mind offensive jokes. Just don't, and then no, there's no just. There's no just. If the joke offends you, walk away from it. Don't be a party to it. That's all. It's not, people have made being offended out to be much more of a big deal than it actually is. So what? So you're offended. Big fucking deal. Get over it. Again, and try not to put yourself in the same situation again if it hurts you that much. That's all. Jack says, I love being disrespectful. Life is too short to waste something valuable like respect on those who don't understand it. Oh, I'll be entirely disrespectful if I feel like somebody deserves it. Absolutely, Jack. But I try not to ever be disrespectful without provocation or without reason. Put it that way. Sticky Sauce says, my mother's advice, if you are offended, just switch the channel to something else. There you go. That's why I have, one of the shirts that's going to be up at the shop is all about offensiveness. Well, I'll get more. I'll show you guys all the shirts and everything. Oh, and I will be showing some of you guys at our little Discord there, our little group. I have a group on Discord I bounce ideas off of and stuff. When I get the first shirts published up there, I'll be letting you guys know. I want to get you guys' feedback. Excuse me. I don't know who the hell's here, but the dogs went nuts. Doesn't matter. Thank you guys for this stream. I got to head out. I do want to get a lot of work done on the t-shirt. On the t-shirt shop today, and I still have some editing to do. Thank you for the stream. This was a blast. I know, yes, we told some jokes, but then we did veer off again, but we tend to veer off. Come on, let's face it. As a group, I can't help but have some sort of influence on you guys, and you guys know how easily I go, something shiny. So you know there's going to be things to distract us all the time. But what's most important is, well, thank you, Chrome. I appreciate that. What's most important, though, is I never get distracted on the appropriate days from distributing the sticky stuff. And yes, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's a meh day. But we haven't been distributing sticky stuff as much, so it gets a little pent up. So you've actually got a little Sunday mixed in there. You got a little Saturday still mixed in there. Monday we just said fuck that. We didn't mix any of that in because Monday's like, ugh. So this is high quality for a Tuesday sticky stuff. It's almost a mini Thursday sticky stuff. Love your content, man. Aaron says, well, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. Yes, we're gonna call this sticky stuff Mini Thursday. Not quite to Thursday standards, but almost. So it's something special. It's a collector's item. You know the routine. Get out this sticky stuff official Officially licensed. Sticky stuff fanny packs, because pampu, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you. Mini Thursday sticky stuff. Goes, well, bang, okay? Flashily, like buggy. And as always, most importantly, and it's never mini anything, it's always maxi. Goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh. Ah.